I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY, and I am here finally in the house, okay? So come on in, everyone. I need y'all to drop your side dishes, okay? This is the cookout, child. We got mezcal. I know somebody said they had some ginger ale and some other stuff that they were bringing, so go on ahead and drop that in the chat right now, right now. Okay, oh, I see watermelons is in the house. Keep dropping it, and welcome, 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 everybody. Hold on one second. All right. All right, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, hey, hey. We are here to talk about Love and Mere Tuntsville. This is a TV show review, okay? It is season 11, episode 8. Y'all know how we do over here. We're going to talk about it. Exactly what went down on this damn show last night. There was no Scotts, no Scott 1, no Scott 2. There was no Martell. Oh my goodness. I feel like production, okay, over there is trying to test things to see who can handle the show and who cannot. Y'all see that? But it was a damn good show, period. I enjoyed it. So are y'all dropping y'all stuff in the chat? Are you dropping it in the chat? Let me get myself back up here. Let me see. Let me talk to my folk. Come on in. Come on in. I see, let's see, Kit Kat. Kit Kat is here. Welcome, Kit Kat, from Ocala, Florida. If I didn't say that right, child, my apologies. My apologies. I also have Kathy here. Welcome. Dyrese is here. Thank you, girl. Look, Dyrese always got something. She said fresh squeezed pink lemonade. Don't get it twisted. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, Valerie? Hey, Linda. Let's see. Raised by Housewives. Welcome. I see you all the time in my chat. What's up, Linda? Who else we got? Kevin. You said this episode, both Ken and Lance are trash. Also, this episode better explains why Lexi and Kayla went toe to toe. I guess we were saying at the dinner table. It'd be those silent ones. All right. Listen, Kevin has an opinion, baby. I can't wait to take the poll at the top of the chat. Take the poll at the top of the chat, child. I can't wait to see what y'all have to say about this. Good afternoon, Sherry. Welcome, Golden Life. Queen T in the building. Hey, hey, hey. You got the macaroni salad. Patricia got the macaroni salad. Thank you, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You said you got 2 tubs of tangerines from the farmer's market, fresh from the farmer's market. Welcome, Erica. Nice to have you. I appreciate you coming through and supporting. I see Miss Deidre's in the house. Deidre is one of my members, you guys. If you would like to become a member, help support this channel, there's a link at the top of the chat, okay? And you can click on that and just follow the little instructions and it'll get you to membership. You said you got collard greens in the house, a whole bunch of stuff. You said Nell's grown-ass kids is going to drive her crazy. You know, parenting is never done. People say at 18, you're getting cut off. But for a lot of folks, that's not true. You're a mother forever. You're a father forever. But y'all keep coming in and sharing your thoughts in the chat. You said the Fletchers could hold their own. They deserve a show. They got one. They held the show last night. No Scotts. It was the Fletcher show. They had 3 scenes. 3. So and this episode, typically, I don't know if y'all pay attention, but Love and Marriage Huntsville can have like 8, 10, 11 scenes. And that's a lot for someone who's blogging. Like, you gotta, which scene do I throw away? Do I require this? Because you never know what is going to take you to something else. Lies, more lies is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But, um, they had 5. That's it. 5. That's not a lot, just so you know. Usually this show has 7 or more. So shutting it off at 5 and giving the Fletchers 3, I was like, what is happening? And it was a good show. It was a solid 10 for me. Solid, solid. But yes, okay. So listen, I just wanted to point this out as well. I'm gonna point out a few things. But a lot of people have been saying that Kimmy and Maurice were on the chopping block, that they weren't coming back, that they're not giving anything, and it's time for you to, kick rocks with no socks. But Kimmy posted these flowers over there on her IG account, and it says, because it is small, I'm reading it from my phone. It says, cheers. I did a screenshot, by the way. Cheers to a fantastic shoot. We're thrilled to be working with you again. Your friends at ITV. ITV is the second production company. So there's Carlos King's production company and there's ITV. I don't know exactly their place, but I know there's multiple production companies over there on Bravo. And so Carlos kept saying that he doesn't have editing power. And I remember everybody being told to go after Carlos King. And then all of a sudden one day, someone came out in a huge panic, like, we need to pivot. We need to pivot. You should be sending it to ITV. And I was, I'm sorry to laugh, but I remember cracking up and saying, I told y'all have no structure. Y'all have no structure. This should be so funny, because when people are protesting, you're supposed to know who you're protesting against and who you're sending information to. And it was so disorganized. It was absolutely hilarious. But ITV is a faceless production company that's been there since the very beginning, season 1. And yeah, they're sending flowers to Kimmy and said, baby, see you. Nice to have you back. Okay. Thanks for coming back. So I don't know if she just signed her contract or what, but she damn sure posted that to let everybody know. And you saw this is her hashtag, not mine. By the way, let me take this down. Oh, I'm so happy y'all are here so we can laugh at stuff. This is her hashtag, the hashtag LAMH with the heart eyes. So somebody got their money, honey. Okay. I don't know. It says ITV, and if you Google it, ITV does work with Love and Marriage Huntsville and has worked with them since 2019. But when people were trying to explain, like myself, that y'all need to dot your I's and cross your T's, everybody looks a little cuckoo. Kachoo, baby, nobody understood it. So right now, I'm laughing because they definitely said, looking forward to it. And she said, hashtag Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. Yeah, them two brothers on the show, they absolutely they've given us stuff. I'm not going to say they haven't. Kiowa and Maurice has been with some of the better seasons. Kiowa and Maurice and Kimmy, literally some of the best seasons ever. Marceau and Tisha in them early seasons when they were talking about their relationship and Tisha being a stay-at-home mama. And even when they went to Vegas, some of the best episodes ever. Okay. That shit was fire to me. I enjoyed those storylines, baby. I enjoyed them. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Keep coming in, because just like I said in last week's episode, when I was breaking down that fight between Tisha and Destiny, I told y'all, I said, baby, Destiny is pissed at Tisha for trying to reduce her role as a real estate agent. Tisha came in with the heat and Destiny peeped it right away and literally checked her like, bitch, that's not true. And then it became that warfare. I told y'all that last week. It's exactly what Destiny's talking about this week. We about to get on it though. We're about to get on it. Anyway, I just want to point those things out. Let me also point this out too. I already told y'all before that this is a product I use faithfully. It is called the Rock Derm Correction Stick. I always like to show it to y'all to show that I really do use it. Okay, it actually firms the skin, smooths fine lines and wrinkles. It is a product that was produced by dermatologists and plastic surgeons. Okay, so please, if you are looking to, be fine as wine over the summertime, this is something that you would like to put in your skincare routine. Okay, you put it on in the evenings, and you can put it on your face, your hands, your neck, your chest, wherever you see fine lines or wrinkles, or just want to firm the skin. Period. Put it anywhere where you see that, and yeah, most people see a difference in one day. I should say some people see a difference after one use. Most people see a difference after 4 weeks. And don't forget your sunscreen. Don't forget your sunscreen, okay? But yes, it's good. You wonder why Martell isn't being filmed a lot. So anyway, there's a link. There is a shopping bag, I believe it is, on the screen. You can click that. It'll take you right to where to buy. Or there is a link right under the menu bar if you're on your computer. Click that as well, and it'll take you where to buy. And yeah, let's get into this story. So listen, I've been telling y'all that Marty has not had a lot of episodes since season, I want to say 6 or 7. They've pulled back on a lot of his episodes, in my opinion. This season is another season where you don't see him as much. And I don't know why, to be honest. It could be that they're trying to include him more into scenes, because really, after he fell out with Marceau, I think it's harder for him to film. It's hard when you fall out with people, but after he fell out with Marceau, I think it was harder for him to film. That's why he was begging Marceau, please let me film. Please, let's just bury this. That's a possibility. It's also a possibility that they're just trying to make a storyline stronger, because pretty much everything he's ever done on the show has been with him and Melody, and just bringing on, if that's what they were trying to do, I'm not so sure that they are, but if they were trying to bring on Ariane, I would say that the audience would not like it. When you're used to seeing someone with someone else all the time, trying to feed us that storyline, like, this is it now, no one's going to buy it. It's going to be very hard to swallow. So he has to build his own story before he brings anybody else in there. Yes, except for Destiny. Ken films with him. Who else? The Fletchers film with him. But he has to rebuild himself. He has to rebuild himself. That's a fact. And he's doing a little bit better, but not by much. Maybe he'll have more scenes on Belle Collective Birmingham. Maybe. Maybe. They always bring people on. There's a lot of crossover between shows. I know they've brought Stormy onto Belle Collective Jackson more than once. So it's possible. Okay, y'all, so let's get into it. This is the first scene. Take the poll at the top of the page. The Fletchers and Destiny. The Fletchers and Destiny. So the Fletchers decide that they're going to have lunch, and Nell said that she invited Destiny to the party, okay? Before Destiny actually arrives, though, Nell Fletcher gets a call from Trisha. I guess Trisha's calling to set up a girls' event. This would be Trisha's second party or event that she's helped set up. The first one, I believe, was her son's graduation. So now she's getting all the girls together to do dinner and have a girls' night out. And we see her calling Nell Fletcher first. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, when Destiny arrives, Destiny is about to spill all the tea on what happened between her and Tisha in the last episode. And it was just what I told y'all was the problem. Destiny said Tisha had the nerve to take her tongue and let it rest against her teeth, okay? Just to basically throw jabs at me after everything. I invited her to this open house, and she was sitting in there basically saying, oh, Destiny, this is your first listing. Oh, Destiny, oh, I didn't realize there's somebody else's face on the marquee. Okay, that little sign out there, that ain't you, girl. That's somebody else. She's doing all this on camera, and it's getting under Destiny's skin from the second she walked in the house. Then Destiny said that the heifer had the nerve to tell me she was going to take her wine back, her bubbly, her chocolate in a bowl. She's going to take her chocolate in a bowl back home. Okay. Destiny said, then the heifer said, this was my first time, knowing damn well I have been in the real estate game for 19 damn years. Tisha was doing way too much, and I have a problem with it. So the Fletchers are sitting there like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Destiny said, no. Okay. In confessional, Nell said, what? What is going on? Because isn't Tisha supposed to be a broker? And she says she might not actually practice because she doesn't know how the whole broker thing works. So now Nell Fletcher is checking Tisha's knowledge about being a broker. And I know somebody came into my comments last week to tell me that what Tisha does has nothing to do with what Destiny does. I'm going to assume that it was somebody over there on the Scott side. I don't know. But sometimes people be taking this shit real personal and they be, you don't know what you're talking about. Cool. Go ahead and put it in the chat there. That's fine. But that's what it looked like to me. And this is exactly how Destiny's repeating it. And interestingly enough, it's exactly how Nell Fletcher repeated it. Just what I said last week. The same thing. Almost like they came and took the words out of my mouth and filmed it that day. When we all know that that's not the case. But anyway, they repeated basically the same thing I said. I do want to make a correction, though. I said that Kimmy and Maurice owned the first brokerage over there in Huntsville. It's title company. First Black-owned title company, which is a huge deal and a big difference. So I did make a mistake with that. I put a correction in the comment section, but yeah, that's what it was. Okay. You tell them lies, more lies. And I know, you know, I know you must know. All right. Anyway, she said, yeah, Tisha clearly does she practice? Does she know what it is to be a broker? Does she understand? This is what the Fletchers say in their confessional. And then they make jokes about how Marceau and Tisha are on a whole different level of bullshit. Okay. Anyway, Destiny said, listen, on top of all of that, Destiny says, Tisha literally sat in front of me and started telling me how you're going through a hard time. Like for the last couple of weeks, I haven't been saying the same exact shit to her about what you was going through and how we should be giving you grace. But she literally is saying it to me like she met up with you and she done figured it out. Okay. She done broke the code. And I am shocked because damn girl, you and I have really been getting into it because of that. So Destiny's really letting off some steam. Hey, Teresa. Teresa's another one of my members. Welcome, girl. Nice to have you. And so she said, no, that's not cool either. Anyway, she ends up telling the Fletchers, they asked her, well, how did the shit end? Because it sounds horrible. Destiny said, basically, we ended up giving each other's a whole bunch of cues and go to hell and whatever else you can think of, because that is enough for me. I'm exhausted. I am tired. Destiny also said, I don't know how me and Tisha got here. I'm confused. We have been doing so good, but I don't know how we got here. And I told y'all how they got there. And Tisha's going to bring it up next week. But they got there because of Martell. Martell is the gift that keeps on fucking giving. And for whatever reason, it's gone out of Destiny's mind. Tisha made it seem like it wasn't a big deal anymore. I guess she didn't let it know how much it bothered her, but it is because of that went down with Martell. And I think specifically, I already told y'all this, when Martell does a pop-up on Destiny and Tisha at that restaurant, Tisha looked at Destiny like, bitch, are you crazy? And she ran out of there. And that's when Marceau plants the seed, which he should have. If you did the right thing, Tisha, the next time that motherfucker walks in anywhere and I'm not there, this is what Marceau tells her. You're in danger, girl. Anytime you are in a space where Martell is and I'm not there, you leave. That's exactly what he told her. And that's enough. If your husband or your partner is telling you something like that, that's enough to stick in your head. Even if you don't repeat it every day, you're going to remember, when I see him, I'm in danger. So she left. And when she talks to Destiny about it again, Destiny says to her, is there any way we can mend this? Are you just going to be mad forever, Tisha? Can't you just forget about it? And that's when Tisha's like, bitch, what? And she goes back home and tells Marceau. And Marceau says, Tisha, a friend, Destiny is a friend to everybody, and that means she's a friend to nobody. That's how that whole conversation started. And then he also plants the seed. Tisha, I'm not so sure that Martell and Destiny haven't, but okay, I'm not so sure that they didn't. Because why would she come to you with that, Tisha? That's how that seed got planted. Okay, I'm here to be y'all. I'm your memories. I'm here to bring it up because everybody be forgetting. Anyway, Destiny said, I don't know how we got here. Destiny, that's how y'all got there. You should know this by now, though. Okay. Anyway, Destiny also says, listen, me and Tisha have been good friends. Tisha was a good friend to me. She's helped me out of a lot of rough patches. This is what she tells the Scotts. She's helped me out of a lot of rough patches. But she said, I get the impression, though, pay attention to this. I get the impression that Tisha is the type of friend that is more secure with people that are down. So when I was at my motherfucking lowest, Tisha was a good friend to me. But now that I'm thriving, getting my footing, finding my way, looking good as fuck, that's when she wants to throw mud on my accomplishments. That's what she said. I literally was like, oh my God, because, I do know people like that. And there are friendships that are based on that. When you are low, there's always, they're the friend that comes in and it makes them feel good to be that type of friend. But when you start, bitch, mama got a new pair of shoes. I'm feeling good. I'm looking fine. Those are the kind of friends that all of a sudden they got to remind you, oh, bitch, remember yesterday when you couldn't afford your whatever, the food or your electric bill, whatever it is. The friends that remind you of when you're low, when you're trying to pull yourself back up. That's what Destiny says in the scene. She seems to be a better friend when I don't have anything going on for myself. And then she starts talking to the Fletchers about Tisha calling her a hoe in a box, which is not what she said. Tisha actually said, don't trust that hoe. But she tells the Fletchers, she's in here calling me a hoe in a box when she knows how I feel about that. Again, on point. I told y'all that shit bothered Destiny, that she is still being called a hoe and that she's looking on Martell. But Destiny, just to be fair, Tisha is the only one who's running that shit back. It's also been ran by production. That is a storyline that has been ran by production just last season and damn near this season too. And Martell keeps that storyline going. Even when you went to his house that one day and he came in with a robe on or some shit, and you said, why would you do that when you know how people are, that they're making these stories up over me? I remember you getting mad at him and telling him not to do that. And he still fucking does it. He still does it. So it's not just the Scotts. It's not just the cast. It's also production that's done it. And it's also Martell that's done it. And even though you have been way more gracious in how you handle those rumors with those recent interviews, you know what I'm saying? I would still have my foot all the way up Martell's ass when he said it, because he needs to stop it. Saying that he could be your kid's father, that's dirty. Bitch, you don't want to be the father of the kids you got. I mean, you better have some snappy ass comebacks. Don't do that. Okay? Come on, y'all. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, at the end of it, the Fletchers also shared that Marceau pulled some of the same shit as Tisha. Okay? Fletcher said, I met with him about a meeting that I had fucking 2 years ago. I sat down with Marceau and talked about some things that we could do together. 2 years. And he gonna come up to me talking about, do I think I owe it to him to discuss my license getting revoked? I told him, I wish a motherfucker would. Okay? Hell no, it's none of your business. And how dare you? And he said, I don't know what type of shit Marceau and Tisha are on, but they're in a different league, and it's not a game he's going to play. Okay? Anyway, Destiny said, I do my best with all of my friends, but if that ain't enough, then I don't need to be your friend. So Destiny is drawing a line in the sand here, basically saying, with everything that she knows about her and Tisha's situation, currently, she's willing to give it the axe. If I'm not good enough where I am, despite the fact that she's given Nell Fletcher all kinds of grace, okay? You wanted to kill Nell Fletcher's block off, and now you're her friend. Now you're willing to give her grace, but not me. Destiny said, I will cut it completely off because I'm just not in that season anymore. I'm done with trying to figure motherfuckers out. And that was how it ended. Okay? Okay? Why do y'all keep bringing up that word when that word was not the worst part of what happened? That word was like confusing an Oreo cookie with a Reese's peanut butter cookie, cup. They were two different things, but in the context of it, it didn't even hold the same weight. You said my circle of friends is less than 5 fingers. Child. We'll see what happens next, but that's where they are. And Tisha and Kimmy Tisha and Destiny are going to have a full blowout. A full blowout. All right, now let's talk about Trisha and Ken. So they show Ken pulling up at Trisha's house and getting to the door and knocking on the door, the place he used to live, right? So now he got to follow the fucking rules like everybody else. You come up to that damn porch, you knock first, okay? And Trisha's inside washing dishes, dressed in next to damn it nothing, knowing he's on his way because she left the door open for him. So when he knocks, she doesn't even say, who is it? She just says, come in. And he comes walking in, and she finished drying off the dishes and walks around with a pair of damn shorts. I understand that it's supposed to be a workout outfit, but in no way is she working out in that outfit. Do you understand? That those pair of shorts were so tight. Even for what are they? What are they? Bicycle shorts or some shit? Biker shorts? Even for biker shorts, those shorts were so tight. I was like, Trisha, you are a small woman. Like, you're a small woman already. Even with the muscles, you're a small woman. Girl, they didn't have a size medium? What are you wearing, a 0? She needed not to wear those shorts. She needed not to wear those shorts, but she had an agenda, like any woman who, your man is coming through the door, your ex-man, even if it's your ex-man, any woman who brings that man back to their house to discuss things, you put on a little something for their mind. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, whether you walk out of here or we go upstairs later, I'm going to put some shit on your mind to think about. And that's exactly what it looked like, okay? She came walking around that corner. They don't hug or nothing. Ken sit down like he really isn't paying attention, but he knows that's all he's doing is paying attention. And Trisha's sitting there, and she starts the conversation off by saying, Kenny, not Ken, Kenny, I don't like the space that we're in. We've never been here before, and I just don't like it. And I'm like, this was funny to me because there was so much that was said in this scene that we haven't really heard a lot of, right? Like Trisha has been hell bent on saying that she has never cheated on Ken or anything like that. And then recently she was like, yeah, I stepped out on him. And I have to say, because of the way she keeps saying I stepped out with somebody, she just keeps somebody. Well, who was it? Now I'm kind of questioning. I don't know. But I'm questioning, is they about to reveal this somebody as being maybe a woman? I'm just saying, because there's a way that she's saying it that's not normal conversation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it looks like to me. But she's like, this is a place we ain't never been before, Kenny. And I just want to start by saying, I don't like this space. Now, Ken does most of the talking. Trisha just sits and listens. And this is important because y'all remember the last time we had saw them like duke it out was a couple of seasons ago, I think season 8, when Ken was trying to get to the bottom of her and Martell. And Trisha and Ken lost their fucking mind. But we knew that Trisha wasn't, a wallflower based on that scene, because Trisha was in his face. Get the fuck out. Get out. You're a liar. Go. Like all that stuff that was happening. We were like, oh my God, this time it's completely different. She's just quiet. She's staring at him like she's a human factor test, right? And Ken is like, I'm conflicted. Okay, I'm conflicted. Despite the fact that, we have fun together, I can't get the bad times out my head. And, I've been talking to, my good friend Will, and, I've been asking him, is it even worth it? Make sure you keep this in your head, because this is how he starts it. Like he's breaking the fuck up. He says, the bad basically outweighs the good. We had some good times, but I can't get the bad out. That's how he starts the conversation. Then he says, I've been talking about it to Will. Hey, Belicious. Nice to have you, girl. She's another one of my members. I've been talking about it to Will, and I'm not sure if it's worth it. First sentence. Then he goes on to say, and I really want to apologize for, not being patient with you, not being understanding, but everybody has a breaking point. And, I realized that when I was going at it with you, I became the evil person I accused you of being. Again, doesn't sound like he wants to make up to me. He basically said, bitch, I thought you were a monster and I became the monster, is what he says to her. Then he goes from that to, I want to admit to you, I've been out with another woman. And Trisha's looking at him. She's squinting. She's making faces, but she's still not saying a whole lot. And then finally, after he gets it out, he says, I did it on purpose to see if I could hurt you, because you don't react. I don't get a lot from you. You don't seem to care. That's a dangerous relationship. Emotional abuse is crazy. And both ways, if you're not getting what you want out of somebody emotionally, because they'll lie and tell you anything on the back end of it. Okay. Why did you, do this way? Oh, I thought it was this. You know what I'm saying? They'll lie to you afterwards, but you got to find somebody that you're equally yoked with emotionally, because you don't want somebody who's not giving you anything, and you don't want somebody who's giving you way too much. Ken tells her, I was looking to hurt you. So again, every sentence that's coming out of his mouth is saying that this is a man who doesn't want to be in this relationship. I wanted to fucking hurt you. I was dating somebody else. Hell, I called you a monster and you turned me into you. The bad times stay in my mind more than the good times. I already talked about you to my best friend. I didn't spread our business to everybody. So it almost felt like he was coming to get closure and say, I'm out. And Trisha's looking at him, and when he says, I did this to hurt you, she looks at him like, you bitch. She doesn't say anything, but she just looks at him like, are you fucking crazy? In confessional, though, she says, no, he did this to hurt me. No. I'm like, Trisha, no is right. And you should have just said, I'm glad you came by. I'm glad you came by. You know the way out. Okay. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. You got to be able to have a snappy ass comeback. But Trisha's snappy comeback, unfortunately for her, okay, was to just give him that look. In confessional, this was funny because I told you I think that they might physically get into it sometimes. But I think that Trisha pounces on that for sure. And in confessional, Ken is damn near sweating. He says, Trisha's silence is kind of scaring me. Trisha's silence is kind of scaring me a little bit. I'm used to her, being more interactive. I'm used to her interjecting, and she's not saying anything. So he does look scared when he's sitting on the couch. I'm not lying. He keeps looking down and damn near holding himself, trying to figure out how to get comfortable. You're not comfortable, boo. You look nervous. What's wrong? Anyway, after all of that, Trisha says, and I swear on a stack of Bibles, Trisha said, are you still with the other woman? To which Ken blatantly lies. He looks like he's lying. Are you still with the other woman? Ken puts his eyes down and start blinking rapidly like this. And then goes, no. He never looked up and said no. He dipped his eyes down the way she does, blinked 50 fucking times and said, no. I'm a family guy, I'm a family guy. I like family. I knew I was never going to stay with her. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was just a hit it and quit it, but I had no plans to be with her. Listen, if you take me back, I'd rather be with you. You tried to break up with that lady 15 fucking times within the first 5 minutes of this conversation. That's the things that people say when they want to break up with you. The way he turned, I don't know who's zooming who. Who's zooming who? Who's zooming who at this point? But he literally says that. And after she does that, Trisha tells him, I want us to work out. I want us to work it out. And he basically says, okay. He said, well, okay. Should I keep my own space? Because y'all know he was supposed to move out. And she said, no, I want you here with me and the kids. Move back in. And he was like, okay. And then he stands up and he's like, I haven't hugged you in a long time. And so they hug each other, and that's how it ends. And I have to say, oh my God, like, I don't know. That was such tomfoolery. Like the whole time I was like, good goobly goop. What are y'all doing? That was actually funny. But baby, listen, production, I'm going to tell you something. Even though I know you don't give a fuck what I say, you know what I'm saying? But I will say this. The way y'all shifted from the two of them just trying to find time apart because they were talking to people online to the two of them actually being in the company of others was real weird. Like the storyline didn't have a whole lot of backing on it. Like, damn, y'all could have at least, if Will had went out there to see Ken and that picture was sent to Trisha, why didn't we get the picture? Even if you had to blur the lady's face out, why didn't we get the picture? Like, I want to see his energy. How was he with this other woman? What she look like? Was she light skinned? Did she dark skin? Did she look similar to Trisha? No, yes. I want to know. I want to know. And I feel like we were robbed of the full storyline. I feel like we were robbed of it. So that's how, I don't know. She want to use him. He can't move back in. So I think at this point, Trisha is considered still married, not divorced yet. And so there has not been a final decision. I got that wrong a couple of episodes ago. I think might have been the first episode, but I got that wrong. But as of right now, they're considered still, Trisha and her ex were considered still married. So he could come back into the house at this point. But it was just, there's a big gap in the storyline, a big hole that we're not getting as a viewer, that I'm not getting. And I need them to step it up. If this man is actually outside and other people saw it and it was online, why couldn't we see it? Y'all could have blurred that lady's face out, period. Yeah, it got confusing. So I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the Fletchers and Lance. Take the poll at the top of the chat. Take the poll at the top of the chat. So Nell and Chris make a surprise pop-up visit to their son Lance's home. And Lance is in the house with his sister Kayla and his younger brother Chris Jr., right? So he thinks he's filming a scene based on the words that came out of his mouth and the pain that was all over his face when his mama walked in the door. He thinks he's filming a scene with his sister and brother. And so they're there, you know, drinking and eating or whatever. And then that damn doorbell rings and Kayla makes a face like, oh, I didn't know y'all was coming. But you can tell that Kayla set the whole thing up. Kayla set her brother up. So the doorbell rings and he's like, well, who is this? And here comes Chris and Nell Fletcher. When Nell Fletcher gets out the car, she said, listen, I'm here to talk to my son again, because I already cussed his ass out on his birthday, but now I am back in the house and I am here to talk to him again, this time in a calmer, cooler, more collected way, hopefully. Hopefully he hears me this time, because that man has 3 babies. And the idea that he thinks I'm okay with him running women in and out of this, like the Bates Hotel or some shit, is a problem for me. And yeah, that's her purpose for being here. Whether Daddy Chris says something or not, as your mama, I'm telling you now, you got 1 boy and 2 girls. Don't need to see that. They shouldn't see it. It's nasty. And it makes them feel unsafe, whether you think so or not. You think you're just getting your little pecker wet, but those kids don't understand it. And I agree with her 1,000,000%. I done already told y'all my thoughts before I took the poll, okay, before I read the poll results. But that's a real thing. If we're going to talk about, you know, reality and real life, that's a real thing. You don't want that for anybody's children. It's nasty for them. It makes them feel yucky, and they don't have the language to explain it to you, especially when they're real small. Maybe your older daughter does, but not the younger ones. So you have to be able to have people in your life that love you enough to be real with you. And this is what Nell Fletcher is doing, in my opinion. Okay. So she walks her ass in the house like, surprise, surprise. And when Lance sees her, like I said, he rolls his eyes back, throws his head like, damn, why are you here? Okay. Why are you here? Thank you, girl. I appreciate you for blessing the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, let's get to the real of it, because y'all know this is exactly what it is. And people don't like to say it all the time, but let's be for real. Don't do this to your children, okay? Take this someplace else. So anyway, when he sees his mama, his eyes roll to the back of his head. Kayla's sitting there like, oh, I didn't know y'all was coming. Girl, yes, you did. You're the one who gave her the heads up. You're the one who called your damn mama and said, come on, if you're going to do the conversation, it got to happen now. Okay. But Lance said, I don't want any more speeches and lectures from my mama. There isn't anything else you can say to me. Okay. You are my parents. I love y'all. I respect y'all. And I realize I got to listen to this bullshit, but I don't want this conversation. And then he ends up sitting his tail on the couch like he's supposed to. Okay, he sits down on that couch like he's supposed to. And Nell Fletcher, you know, she joking a little bit because she know her son doesn't want to hear it. She knows that he doesn't want to be there. She said, listen, boy, you hug your mama, number one. And she's laughing and trying to keep it upbeat because she wants to keep it on a up and up level. She's like, hey, you know, I want to keep it up above board, but you know, don't make me go there. Don't make me go there. And I understand every word she's saying. Anyway, they end up sitting on the couch. And Nell said, I am surprised to see all my three children under one roof and it not being my house. So this is a change to see y'all all here at Lance's house. But, they're happy to see their babies. And then Nell says to everybody, I want to have a room temperature conversation. Okay. I don't want to raise my voice. That's why I talk like this now, because I can barely keep my damn voice. My vocal cords are scratched up. Okay. But she said, listen, I want to keep a calm conversation. I want to talk to you about what you got going on. And I'm happy that you're here too, little Chris Jr., because you need to hear it too. And she asked Chris, no, actually it starts with Lance. My bad. Lance says, listen, since we having a talk, I didn't realize that you had a problem with babysitting my kids. Don't try to pull a Uno reverse with me with you didn't know I had a problem with babysitting kids. Boo, I don't mind babysitting kids. I love the kids, but you know damn well that you take advantage of me by letting me by making me watch those kids for days at a time as opposed to a night or a few hours. You drop those kids off here and you take advantage of me and you take advantage of them too. So the way he played his mama in the very beginning, oh, I didn't realize you had a problem with watching the kids. Noted. Are you crazy? Anyway, Nell says, I don't have a problem with watching the kids. Okay. What I have a problem with is you not knowing when to pick them kids up and take them back home. And then, if that's not enough, your brother gets mad at me because he thinks that I'm giving you some special treatment or privilege because I watch your kids more than I watch his. When the truth of the matter is, I feel like I'm watching y'all's kids both the same. It's like I had twins. They're at my house at the same time on the same day every fucking week. So the fact that y'all are beating me about the head and damn shoulders when they're your kids and not even my kids, and you're sitting here telling me what you expect of me, I should be able to abuse you without you talking about it? Are you out of your mind? And then Kayla tries to make it easy. Well, I'm her daughter, so it was really just girl talk. Well, baby, he heard it from you. If you didn't mean it the way he said it, Kayla, you might be a little bit of a shit starter. If you didn't mean it the way it came out, you shouldn't have said it like that. Because you were also in the mix saying, yeah, he does take advantage of it. And you actually were the one who brought up that he makes you watch the kids for days at a time instead of once at a time. The way Kayla was trying to clean everybody's shit up in this conversation, I went, girl, don't be carrying no bones and then try to make it cute later, child. That was all you. That was so funny. Anyway, Nell says, listen, that's the problem with it. And Lance said, noted. I'll do my due diligence from this point forward. Like you're hurting your mama's feelings. Because it didn't hurt her. She said, cool. Glad to hear it. Don't threaten me with a day off. Okay? I know you. You are sitting here trying to make me feel bad about some shit when you'll call me the second I leave out the door and ask me to watch some kids. So boy, bye. Okay, good. I'm happy you understood. Let's see how far you get without me. Because Nell Fletcher knows she's holding all the cards. It was cute, though, for you to try to buck up. Cool. Anyway, after that, Nell asked little Chris if he was dating. What you got going on, little Chris? And Chris said, yeah, I'm still outside. I'm not committed to anybody. I'm just outside. And Nell said, cool. Glad to hear it. Now I can get to my speech. And she literally closes her eyes and puts her hands like this because she's trying to say this in the most calm, cool, and collected way. She said, do not bring anyone else to my home that you're not serious about, you're not going to take serious, and you're just playing around with. Good point. Don't try to court these girls, run game on them by bringing them to my rich ass looking house in my nice ass looking neighborhood in my beautiful looking cul-de-sac. Okay. I don't give a damn if the porch is dirty. It looks good. And when you pull up in my yard, you got them women thinking things like how to get pregnant because they think you got something that they can get a hold of. So she's telling them the right thing. If you're not serious about them, stop bringing them to me because you're giving them the wrong idea. And we know this because Lance is offended by it. Lance wants to argue. Oh, I think everybody deserves a chance. Give them a chance at your house. Why would you bring them to mine? Why would you bring them to my house? Unless you're trying to impress them. No reason. You're running game. And your mama was at 1000% right in telling you, don't do it again. And I don't mean just you, bitch. I mean both of y'all, Lance and little Chris. I don't want to see another girl in my house looking like she's trying to figure out how to call Pookie and them to rob me because you're trying to get a little piece of ass for the night. That's never going to happen again. And you were too grown not to know that. Anyway, Lance says that he wants to give everybody a chance. And he doesn't agree with that. How he doesn't agree when he doesn't pay rent over there makes no sense to me. But it definitely proved to me that he's just running game. Anyway, Nell makes a face like, and then she says, your problem is you want to do life. Do life. Okay? Did y'all see that? Nell dry humps the air. All you think about is do life. Do life. Which floored the hell out of me. And everybody's laughing at Lance now. His brother and sister are laughing at him. And they're trying not to, but they went. But she's pissed. She's pissed now. You didn't put her on the other side. Now, she did say that she was trying to be cool, calm, and collected. But Lance, you're the problem. You're the reason why she goes to 100 in under 60 seconds. Because, goddamn, shut up. You don't know better. You don't know better now. And he was like, yeah, I want to do life. Don't you want to do life? And that's not what she's saying to you. You know what she means by doing life. The lady literally humps the air. And Lance says, anyway, Nell says, at the end of the day, Lance, you got 3 kids. Lance was married twice. So he has a child with each of his wives, I believe. Ex-wives. He was married twice. So a child with each ex-wife. And then he just had a 3rd baby out of wedlock. So she tells him point blank, your kids deserve better. They deserve better. And you need to learn how to be a damn daddy. You need to understand that your priority is your children. Not what you want to do out in the street with these hoes. What is going on with you? And he said, listen, I'm a 34-year-old man with 3 kids. I don't think that's bad. 3 kids isn't bad. I'm a 34-year-old black man with 3 kids. So what? It's with 3 different baby mamas. Okay. And he says, if I was married, you guys wouldn't have a problem with it. Nell said that's the point. What lets us know right there that Lance has a little bit of Chrissy Snow. Because even Kayla pops in. That's what she's saying to you, bruh, that you should be married and stop having kids out of wedlock. Be married, be serious, and make sure them kids got a stable home. So your sister's chiming in saying, oh my God, does he need a dry erase board so that we can get this? What part of this math equation don't you fucking understand? Nell Fletcher says the same thing. That's the point. I'm not mad at you because you have 3 kids. I'm mad at you that you have 3 kids with 3 different women and you aren't taking this seriously. This is a priority. Find somebody who you can make a life with and give them kids some damn stability because you don't have it. Anyway, I had so much respect for Lance before he actually said that little bit of word. If I was married, you wouldn't have a problem. Oh my God, sir. You're 34. You are really on the other side. You know what I'm saying? You're really on the other side of things. And it was embarrassing. And your dad, Chris, is just in there like this. Chris doesn't say a word, child. Let me tell you something. Once Chris gets, anytime Chris comes back from the salon, Chris don't want to sweat. He don't want to sweat out them curls. He don't want to mess up that edge control, baby. Y'all see these little, BDBs? I don't even have on edge control, child. That's just what it is. Chris got that hair laid down and he don't play. Let Nell do all the fussing and cussing because she got on a wig. So she's fine, okay? But he just sitting there like, damn, boy. Anyway, after Nell said that's the point, Lance said that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me. I don't care that people say all that. So I don't care. Chris said it should bother you. This is the first time Chris chimes in, okay? Yes, it's my turn. It should bother you. I would sit this one out, but boy, okay? Your biggest problem is that you got 3 women who give you the blues. Okay, that's the majority of the time. And you can't say they don't have an effect on your life because half of the time you asking us to bail your ass out. It's because of what they doing. So don't say that. Whether you asking us to bail you out because of the kids, we got a babysitter, whatever the case may be, you need child support money, whatever the fucking shit is. It's because of that. So you acting like that's not a problem is a problem for me, boy. Okay? Now straighten up and fly right. And I'm going to let your mama finish. Anyway, Lance said, and get this, this was another Chrissy Snow moment. Fathers are judged for dating far more than women are judged for dating. That's not true, Lance. Lance, fathers literally can have a baby on Monday and be in the fucking streets on Tuesday. They don't care. It is women who are told to sew it up, okay? Stitch it and wait till that damn kid is 18 or out the house. But you are never supposed to have another relationship again. And women are the majority of the people who ask for that scenario. Men too, because y'all get pissed anytime there's another man dating. So my kids over there. Oh, is that right? So no, you are always given the pass. When that shit happens with men, he's a man. Oh, it is what it is. Yeah, y'all know how men are. Y'all get all the excuses. Women are expected to sew it up and never use it again. You had the baby, not just by other women that they don't know, but their mama, their grandmama, and the man that left them behind with the baby. So come on, bruh. Anyway, he says that Chrissy Snow bullshit. And Nell said, listen, you need to find a damn woman that has been raised right. Because the majority of Nell's problem isn't that you're out here. You know, that part of it is that you're out here dating anybody, but it's that you're not very choosy about who you date, which is why you take them to your mama's house to impress them. And she said that too. You need to figure out how to choose a decent woman, okay? I raised one, so I know what it is. And then she points down to Kayla, and then production put a little sound effect beside it, like dun-dun. And I'm like, what Kayla got going on, which we're gonna find out later. But the way they hit the damn sound effect on Kayla, and Kayla looked down like she's been out here doing something wrong. But she said, baby, I raised a good woman. So I know what a good woman look like. And there's somebody, they might be hard to find, but can find one. Find one today. And stop putting your in anything. Okay? Go ahead. And this is where she screams at her, I don't give up what you do. But you better wrap it up. Put some saran wrap, bubble wrap. Okay? Any kind of wrap on that motherfucker today. Wrap it up. This is Nell Fletcher screaming, not her husband, Chris. Wrap that up. Throw it away. Take it out of here. Bury it. That's exactly what women get told when they have young ones. Sew it up, bury it. I don't give a fuck. But you better not use it again. Not in front of them damn kids. No men are supposed to be walking up in and out of here. And y'all been saying that about Ken, and that's the only other man that's ever been in that house outside of their daddy. Get the fuck out of that house. You don't belong there. You ain't their daddy. I don't care. That lady never have another relationship again. Let her work out with a dumbbell and a rose, but get him up out of that house. Period. And I'm cracking the fuck up. Anyway, Nell Fletcher said, I'm just tired of it. I've been telling y'all the entire time that you need to figure out how to pick the right woman. Lance ends up saying some shit about how his mama don't know anything about dating. Your wheelhouse is marriage. You want to talk to me about a marriage? Cool. Wait till I get married. But right now, don't say anything else to me about don't say anything else to me. Hey, girl. Hey. Welcome to the chat. So nice to see you, Miss Black Butterfly. She said, don't say anything else to me about dating. You don't know nothing about dating. And Nell Fletcher said, I do know about dating, okay? Anyway, she said, you young people today got me fucked up. That's how she starts it. She said, if you put the goddamn phone down and stop trying to find out what everybody else got going on. Now she's making all kinds of hand gestures, and stop finding out what everybody else got going on, then you could raise your goddamn kids. You wouldn't have any problems. It's all pouring out of her mouth. Lance is sitting there rolling his eyes, sucking his teeth, everything. And she said, you keep having one night stands, overnights, one night onlys. The next time I see you, she said, the bottom line is you fucking up those kids. You're splitting your time between this house, the mama's house. Your kids got 3 different mamas. So they all have different experiences within everybody's damn household. You don't think that you're going to raise a fucked up kid. You are. She said, you are going to make those children suffer. They are going to suffer. And then she stood up and said, I'm tired of this conversation. Where in the fuck is my grandkids? I'm going to go talk to them, because talking to you is like talking to a brick. And she rolled up out of there. And everybody, including Chris Fletcher, whose curls were still perfect. His hair was still perfectly coiffed, okay? Curled up, did not sweat, not one iota. They all just sat there and let that woman walk. And that spirit, that energy stayed in the room because they didn't know what to say. And I'm telling you right now, every word, in my opinion, was good advice. You got 3 kids that experienced 3 different lives with 3 different mamas. That's not good. You are raising chaos. You are raising confusion. You are asking for problems. You are asking that those kids aren't close and don't know each other and don't know how to support each other as adults because they're jealous and they're trying to figure out who got what and this one never supports me. That's crazy. All the shit that actually y'all experience right the fuck now with your half sister. Okay. Anyway, that's what happened. Lance's daddy passed away not too long ago. He talked about it on his IG. He talked about it on his IG. But anyway, after she rolled up out of there with that speech, I understand that some people don't like Nell Fletcher, but I'm on her side. I'm on her side. I'm on her side. Anyway, I asked y'all to take a poll question because I want to know if you were on her side or if you were on Lance's side. I'll do the results now. If you are watching the replay, first off, go on ahead and hit that hype button. Second of all, oops, sorry about that. First off, hit the hype button. Second, go ahead and answer the poll question in the comment section, okay? The question is, should Nell stay out of Lance's business, even if she can see he is harming himself and his children? 14% of you said yes. Let him F up and populate the earth. There's no problem with that. And then 86% of y'all said no. Check a child no matter what the age. As an adult, as the mother, as the person who is lived some life, a little bit more than the children, you have the information to lay at their feet. I'm telling you this so that you don't make the same mistakes. And you've made a lot. I see reasons to sometimes, cut off children if you have to do that, if they've done something incredibly awful, wanted by the FBI, the CIA, on somebody's most wanted file, harm children. You know what I'm saying? Harm. I get it. You might be a parent who said, I birthed a monster. I've given birth to the Antichrist. I need to stop the bleeding. I get that. But right now, what she's saying is really in protection of her grandchildren. I'm telling you this. I'm telling little Chris this too, because for some reason, little Chris thinks that Lance gets away with everything. So he tries to do, his own stuff. And I'm a following the footsteps of my big brother. I'm telling y'all both, I don't approve of it. From you or you. You have 3 kids, don't have another one. You have one, you shouldn't have had that one. So let this be the last one. For now. For now. Y'all aren't doing what you're supposed to do. So yeah, anyway, let's move on, child. Let's talk about Destiny and Tuan. Like I said, there's only 5 scenes. This is the fourth one. Destiny meets up with Tuan. This is a very simple scene. Very, very simple. Oh, thank you, D. Chris. I appreciate you. Very, very simple scene. They basically sit down to rehash their last dinner date. Y'all know Destiny and fine ass Tuan like to flirt a little bit, right? So they flirt a little bit, and then Tuan fixes his mouth to say, have you heard any rumors about me? And Destiny's like what? Why would I have heard a rumor? I don't know. She said, well, what rumors out there? Spill it. And this man says, well, I've been, helping Kayla exercise. So, I train her, and she puts videos up of me on her IG page. And she's like, yeah, so, which is what anybody would do. And he said, well, people think that me and Kayla are dating. She's like, why would, and Destiny's still clueless. Okay. I'm going to give it to Destiny. Destiny said, well, who gives a shit? People gonna say anything. I can stand beside a guy and people will say I'm dating him. So what are you talking about? And then he makes this face that says he's guilty. And Destiny said, huh? Kayla? Isn't that your god sister? And he was like, yeah, I mean, I guess like I'm Neil's godson. And Destiny was like, and then in confessional, she said, bitch, is he dating his god sister? Because that ain't gonna work. Destiny said that ain't gonna work. After Destiny and Tuan flirt for the first good 5 minutes of the scene, he breaks out that he might be dating his god sister. And so she said, well, just say it if you date her. So you're saying you're dating her, right? He said, I didn't say that. And she went, but you didn't say it. Correct. Because if I said, are you dating your god sister? The next words out of your mouth should be, hell no. Okay. Fuck no. Like, I want some force on that. You are sitting here rolling your eyes around, looking to the left, looking to the right, dipping that chicken in that sauce, eating. I was like, boy, if you don't go somewhere, you definitely gave that information to the right one, baby, because something tells me, hey, Teresa, I'm putting your comment up here just so, I think I already said this, but she said, my stepson did the same thing. Babies with 4 different moms, and we don't get along with any of them because of him. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rest in peace. And I hope that there is, some resolve there. But I'm sorry, but I do want to welcome you into the chat. I don't know if I said that. I think I did, but yes. Okay. Yes. Prayers. You said, I can't believe that Destiny sat there and wasted her time talking to him. I was waiting on her to use the bathroom and escape. Yes, I was like, when when he pivoted and started talking about dating Kayla, I was like, Destiny, if you don't get your ass up out of there, because she feels a little way about it, right? She's like, well, we ain't never done nothing, but damn, what is going on in Huntsville? Exactly. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I would have hightailed it out of there too. I would have been like, okay, spilled water. God, my kids, I got to go pick them up. I don't care. But that was just like a bombshell to drop in the middle of a conversation where you both bat in each other's eyes. At one point, the camera does a long shot. You see, because Destiny was dressed real sexy, by the way. Just so you know, Destiny has been dressing her ass off in all of these scenes, but she came in with a back out dress that basically cut right at the ass. I mean, dipped down so you could see the dimples that where the waist and the butt meet. You saw the dimples. Destiny walked in knowing she was fire. And if I do nothing else, I'm about to get a free lunch. You understand? So for her to be sitting there like, oh, we had a good time last time we talked, and I was shocked that we closed the place down, weren't you? And he was all, yeah, kind of did it. I'm like, oh. And then for that to just go, boom, people think I'm dating Kayla and you not really deny it for real. I was like, oh my goodness, girl, you wasted a dress. The way I would have been pissed off about wasting a dress. Jesus, that was funny to me though. Even though it was a little bitty scene, it made a powerful punch because Destiny said, let me get this back to production so I can let them know I got another scene to film because baby, I'm carrying this bone like I've carried all the other bones back to the people that need to hear it. Okay, get that contract drawn up. I got bills to pay. All right. And now we are at the last scene. The last scene. It is Nell Fletcher at home. And she says she has asked her son to come back over, Mr. Lance, because she said, yet again, you know, I'm not sure that we finished this conversation. This is my third time or fourth time, actually, because she had it with him when she had the sit down about the birthday party. So this would be the fourth time they've had this conversation on screen this season. Anyway, after all of that, Nell Fletcher's at home and she invites her son in, they hug, and they have a little bit of a conversation. Hey, Lulu. They have a little bit of a conversation where Lance wants to kill the noise, okay? Lance says, listen, I thought about what you said, and you might be right because my son, and I don't know how old the son is. I forgot. I don't know if it was 7 or 10. My son is in a space where he's asking me questions. They showed a picture of him, beautiful little boy. They showed a picture of him. Anyway, he said, you know, he's 10 years old and he wants to, he's telling me, Dad, I want you to show me how to be a man. I want to lift weights and I want to do this. And he said, you know, so, the words that you were saying to me, you know, started hitting me in the head. And I want to be there more for my kids. I want to spend more time with my kids because of it. And Nell goes, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Glad that conversation knocked some sense into you. Now, on her confessional, Nell said, listen, I ain't forgot about telling, I told that motherfucker not to be dating everybody either. And he didn't bring that part up. But this is a small victory. So I'm going to be okay with this one and keep him on task. And we'll circle back around to that dating shit later. Because just because he came over with this little nugget doesn't mean that I forgot about the other one. I told you not to bring any more women around them kids. That's what I meant. Cool. That's somebody that's on top of things. And I appreciated that. I'm not going to beat you about the head because I cussed your ass out enough already. But we're going to circle back because I told you about this shit, all right? So this is where we are. Then you hear the doorbell ring and Destiny comes walking in. And this time Destiny is dressed like she's half a nun. Okay. That fine dress that she had when she when she went over to see Tuan, she ain't wearing nothing like that, okay? She got a high collar dress. I think it was sleeveless, but it definitely went all the way past the knee. She had a little like a little fringe at the bottom, and it was red. She had the hair pinned up, but she was very much respectable. You know what I'm saying? Not that she hasn't been before, but she was definitely respectable in this place. And she said, listen, I think Nell wants to talk to me about boundaries or some shit. I'm not sure, but I'm here and we're going to sit down and squash it out. And I was cracking up because I said, Destiny, I loved that you said, you know what? I'm covering up the tatas. You know, she had a little peekaboo with the chest and everything. She said, I ain't dumb. And that's exactly what Nell Fletcher said. You show up at my house, you better show correct. So when she comes in, she sits herself down. Lance act like Destiny is a Happy Meal or some shit. He drinking her in with his eyes. I ain't seen you in a minute. Yeah, not since the birthday party. How, how's everything? How's the girlfriend? What girlfriend? Oh, you don't have a girlfriend. The whole time they're doing all this, Nell Fletcher is eating pretzels and staring at them like, what do y'all got going on? What do y'all got going on, child? She is chewing. I'm like, baby, that would have made me uncomfortable. Destiny tried to sit in another seat. She said, sit your ass right there so I can look at both of y'all at the same time. I don't want y'all making googly eyes from across the room. Sit right there. You sit right there. Y'all got y'all little chemistry thing going on. And then she said, yeah, Lance ain't with that girl no more. They on a break or however she said it. They ain't serious no more. Hilarious. And I'm not even joking. Absolutely hilarious. Anyway, yeah, they're not exclusive, is what she said. They're not exclusive. Anyway, after they get through that rigmarole, how we know each other, catching up, Destiny decides to drop the bomb. And again, I just want to point out, there used to be a time where Destiny would skirt around conversation and, kind of make it look cute and fluffy. Destiny does not do that no more. Destiny said, baby, I had lunch with Tuan the other day, and he said there's a rumor out there that him and Kayla are dating. And the second it happened, Nell went, what? I'm sorry. I looked at myself on the camera, but she said, what? And then she said, this is some bullshit. What the fuck is going on right now? What the fuck is going on right now? Nell grabbed her temples and she started rubbing her head like this. And Destiny was sitting there. She got like real tense. Destiny actually makes a face like, oh shit. But Nell does not take her eyes off of Destiny. At one point, Destiny said, what did I do? Damn. Because she's nervous. Nell looked like she was about to jump up, pick Destiny up, throw her in the air, and kick her like a football. I kid you not. Nell Fletcher said, she starts going like this to Destiny. Lance started laughing. He looks at Destiny like, bitch, you done just changed the whole energy up in this moment. On confessional, Lance said, I appreciate Destiny coming in with that mic drop, taking the pressure off of me. God damn, it's always about me. The spotlight is always on me and Chris. And Destiny just came in here and dropped a bomb. And then he said, I don't know how Kayla's going to feel about it, but thank you, girl, because this is exactly what needed to happen. Anyway, Nell said, this is some bullshit. That's my godson and my daughter. Anyway, Nell Fletcher says, now, this is fucking me up because it wasn't too long ago that I was sitting at my damn dinner table and Kiki was flirting with Tuan. Now, I know they was flirting, but now, with knowing that Kiki's been flirting with Tuan, you are telling me that there's a rumor out there about Tuan and my daughter? So she's losing it, like literally losing it. First you was fucking Tuan, then you was fucking Lance. Now I got Kiki and Kayla don't know how to get it together. No way. Okay. Lance, Then she says, Lance, Tuan has been around this family since she was a little girl. And y'all, all the men, everybody has always played the role of protecting Kayla. Everybody has protected Kayla. Y'all saw her as the little sister. Y'all saw her as family. So Lance, what is this about? And Lance is like, I don't know anything about this, but Lance and Tuan hang out a lot, right? He's like, I don't know anything about this. And first off, I do protect her still. But if that is what's going on between them, she grown. That's not like her real brother. And now Nell Fletcher is standing up on her feet because she said, nah, y'all fuck with me. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. I don't agree with it. I don't trust it. Is this a rumor? Is this a rumor? Because Lance is like, Mama, it's just a rumor. It doesn't mean it's true. She said, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Okay. And then she said, Kayla has been the only child of mine that has done everything right. She doesn't get pregnant. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. Like, I can count on Kayla, not to mention the fact that Kayla talks to me about everything. There are no secrets between us. So this better be a bad motherfucking joke. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to talk to her about it. Lance said, you should. She said, you're damn right. I sure in the hell am. Because now she's pissed. She's even more pissed. Don't say you should. Don't add your 2 cents when I can tell you getting happy. There's glee on your spirit at thinking that this girl has done something wrong to this degree when I just sat with all of y'all and told you to put a chastity belt on your shit. So she's pissed. And that's how it ends until next week. And I don't know how many episodes they have this season. If it's 10, y'all better give them all 15 of their episodes. Give them back their 15 because this is good TV. The Fletchers are doing great. Okay? The Fletchers are doing great. So great that Nell Fletcher, little bit herself, when she did this, I was on my little Stairmaster machine. I damn near fell off the machine because I almost fell off the machine when she went, no, 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 no. Oh my goodness, it made me howl. Okay, so yes, she wins the scene snatcher for this episode and it gets a solid 10 from me. Gets a solid 10 from me. Y'all can put y'all rating in the chat, but Nell Fletcher definitely carried this entire episode, her and her family. It was a good episode. They're doing great. They're doing great. Let me see. You said, Nell, butt out of that business. You said, Dyana, I love the Pink Floyd shirt. You recognize it? Yes, thank you, girl. I just hate that they do reunions so early. I hope that he covers everything correctly. Me too. Me too, because they did a good job at getting some of these stories off. You know what I'm saying? They've all brought more to the table. They've all brought more to the table. They've all brought their personal lives to a degree. We need to see, if I say anything, I would say that Trisha and Marceau, because a lot of people have been saying that it's been Kimmy and Maurice. We've never seen Kimmy and Maurice carry episodes. You know what I'm saying? They're just kind of the couple that comes in on the side kind of deal. Even the storyline with Kiowa, it hasn't carried the episode throughout. But like the Fletchers carried the episode. We've seen Marceau and Trisha carry the episode with their marital problems and like the shit that happened in Vegas and stuff like that. They've carried it. This season, I think that Kimmy and Maurice's story has been kind of the standout story between the brother and sister, because she came in and said, listen, you tried to divorce me, mother. Okay. And not only did you try to divorce me, you can tell that they're trying to get things back on track. But the Fletchers are dominating. with their family story, with their family dynamics, And I like to see Nell Fletcher as a mama. I like to see her as a friend. I like all sides of Nell Fletcher. I know that she'd be getting the business by a lot of people, but not by me. Not by me. Let's see. I saw Will and Tell picking up clothes from the tailor. Will had black and gold. That's the weekend Tell flipped court. Oh, wow. Still didn't carry it for you. I don't know. Y'all say that, but they had some of the highest rated episodes. If y'all go back and look at those early seasons through season 4, Scott's episodes ranked. They ranked. Next live, I'm a member. Oh, thank you, Angel P. All right, that's it, y'all. So that's the review. I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming over and hanging out with me today. I really, 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 really do. Okay. I enjoy doing these because you guys make them fun. Y'all let me, show out a little bit. Thank you to my sister for coming through and helping out by moderating. Thank you also for blessing the channel, Miss Teresa. I appreciate you, and for also sharing a sensitive part of your story. I appreciate you for that. And yeah, that's it, y'all. Hit the like button for me. If you are watching the replay, make sure that you hit the hype button, and y'all come back and hit the hype button too, okay? Hit the hype button. Make sure that you hit the like button as well. Share this video with your peeps. Let them know that this is a good time every time for all of my reviews. Follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. And until the next one, bye-bye.